All right, today we're headed to a Spanish beach for a language lesson with a pretty fascinating twist. We're going to check out a way of teaching that, well, it doesn't require anyone to say a single word.
Sounds kind of impossible, right? But that's the big question we're diving into. Can you really pick up the basics of a language just by watching, with zero verbal instruction? Well, let's find out how it's done. Okay, I want you to picture this. A perfect day on Spain's Costa Blanca. The sun's warm on your skin, you can hear the Mediterranean waves lapping the shore, and that smell of salt and sunscreen is in the air. It's the perfect spot to relax and, as we're about to find out, the perfect classroom.
So let's meet our teacher for the day, Rico. He's a local cultural guru, and he's giving a lesson today without saying a thing. His only tools, a marker, some cardboard, and a prime spot right there on the sand.
All right, as the first beachgoers start to arrive, Rico gets to work. His first lesson of the day, the art of the Spanish greeting.
So, first things first, what's the easiest, most all-purpose greeting you can use when you show up? Rico spots a new family setting up their umbrella, and with a little smile, he holds up his very first sign.
And there it is, Hola. Simple, classic, and instantly recognizable, right? Rico gives the sign a little wave, making it super clear that this is the go-to greet.
Now, the really cool thing about this one is just how versatile it is. Morning, afternoon, evening, hola is always the right answer. It's your perfect, friendly, one-size-fits-all hello. But as the sun gets higher in the sky, a more specific greeting is called for. Rico, being the observant teacher he is, knows that context is everything. So, what's the right phrase for the middle of a sunny beach day? He flips his sign over, and there we have it. Buenas tardes. He gives a nod to the sunbathers, timing his lesson perfectly with the midday heat.
So the key thing here is the timing. While hola works anytime, buenas tardes is specifically for the afternoon. It just shows a little more nuance, you know? It's the perfect phrase for soaking up that midday Spanish sun.
All right, as the day starts to wind down and the sun begins to set, the beachgoers start packing up. And that signals a whole new lesson from Rico: how to say goodbye.
First up, let's talk about the most traditional, straightforward way to say farewell. How do you signal the end of a chat or a meeting with a classic, clear phrase?
Rico holds up his next sign, Adiós. This is probably the first Spanish goodbye most people learn, and for good reason. It's direct, and it's understood everywhere.
It's short, it's clear, and it just gets the job done. It can feel a little more formal, almost like saying farewell, but hey, it's a totally solid classic choice.
But what if goodbye feels a little final? You know, in Spain, you're usually hoping to see people again. So what's a more common, casual phrase that kind of implies your paths will cross again soon?
Rico gives an enthusiastic nod as he shows this sign. Hasta luego. Now, this is what you'll hear most often on the streets, in the shops, and yep, on the beach.
So, the key here is really the feeling behind it. Hasta luego literally means until then, and it carries this warm, friendly assumption that you're going to see each other again. It's the absolute staple for saying goodbye in Spain. And here's where you can really see the difference side by side. Hasta luego is your popular, everyday choice. It's got that see you later vibe. Adiós feels a bit more formal, closer to farewell. It's all about picking the right tool for the right moment. But wait, Rico's not done yet. He spots a few people who've been following his lesson all day. For them, he's got a bonus phrase, a more casual, insider way of saying goodbye. And there it is, nos vemos. He gives a friendly wink as he holds this one up, signaling that this is for when you're feeling a little more comfortable, a little more in the loop. This one is super friendly and really common among friends. It literally translates to "we see each other," which is kind of a cool way to think about it, isn't it? It's pretty much the Spanish equivalent of a casual "see ya." And just like that, the sun is set, and the lesson is over. Without saying a single word, Rico has given everyone on that beach a powerful tool to connect. So what's the big takeaway from his method?
The Rico method is beautifully simple. Step 1, observe your surroundings. Are you arriving or leaving? What time of day is it? Step 2, match the phrase to that context. And step 3, the part that makes it all work, connect with a genuine smile. It's a great reminder that language is so much more than words. It's really all about human connection.
Rico's silent lesson just goes to show that learning doesn't always happen in a classroom. Sometimes all you need is a little observation, some context, and a piece of cardboard to start making connections. Now, after all that learning, there's really only one question left. Is it sangria time? Thanks for joining me.